Hi, I'm Vincent FROCHOT. I make this video because I just won the Abalone World Championship at Mind Sports Olympiad. So it was a Swiss tournament with 54 players. So it lasted 6 rounds. We had 12 minutes per player on the clock. So this position you can see on the screen, start position, is called Belgian Daisy. It's used in tournaments. We'll review the final match together. I am playing white marbles. I have a slight disadvantage then, and I'm playing against Jiyun LIM from South Korea. And so yeah, I will play the game from memory because I remember it quite well, and we'll see how it goes. I think it will be more fluid than recopy each move. Okay, so from my point of view, the game starts like this. Very classical moves, and Jiyun here makes probably a move which is a bit too defensive, I think, but well, it's difficult, to make objective comments concerning the opening, so I won't be detailing too much. And so I start trying to join both groups, which is the goal, I think, in Belgian Daisy. You want to join both groups in the center and be as compact as possible in the center. So let's see next moves. Yeah, and so at this point I leave the corner, and at the same time I start creating an attack here. So that's why Jiyun prevents me from attacking here. But still I manage to connect all my marbles here, except these three. And at this point, Jiyun probably wants to develop his influence on this axis, so that's why he plays this. So I defend, and here I don't want to, well, I want to get more compact in the center, so that's why I don't save my marbles here. Instead I prefer to move here. So Jiyun prevents me from getting f6 as well. And here, so I have to leave this area now, because, well, I could do this, but you see black gets an easy marble, so I didn't want to play like that. Instead I leave, and so now I could play this, so that's why black prevents white doing so. And by doing this, he prepares also his next move, which would discover an attack on this axis and prepare to push out this marble. So that's quite a nice move. And then still I can take time to regroup here with these three marbles, because I know that this attack is not a problem in the end. I will show you. So here I let my Jiyun push like this. I defend against that one, and I let him enter this area because, of course, I was again creating these three marbles. And so now I have all my marbles connected again in the center, still infected with two marbles, but maybe I can manage later on to just push these outside of the group. And then he played that, I save my marble, and yeah, I think he realizes then that it's probably possible to attack these four marbles here, so that's why he plays that, but that helps me creating a line of three here, so I could potentially already have only one instead of two infected. And he doesn't defend like this. Instead he prefers attacking on this line here. So I'm glad with that. It's okay for me. I have only one marble remaining here. And he pushes. And I defend. And it's like now 3 versus 2. So he defends as well. And I don't need really to to worry too much about that one. It would be good for me actually if he wants to try to push out in this area, so I can just save that one instead. Then it goes back as expected, and here I don't want to come back here because it will be a bit the same situation and prefer creating something else, and accept that here he will push. And so we reach this position where black is split into 3 distinct groups. So that's pretty good for me, I think. Here black could have managed to escape with these marbles if he wanted. Playing this, you know, I can't push here anymore. Instead he played that to attack. That's fine for me because I can make sure I push out these who they could have escaped. So we exchange, and here I think Jiyun realized that it's probably possible to create a connection between all these marbles on the left side of the board. So I think that's why he played this move here, and I really don't like when the game is in lines, so I will show you. Let's say I save my marble and he plays this, you know, there's one line here, one line here, one line, and it's difficult for me to understand what to do and to prevent a draw. So I, instead of saving this or instead of doing something else, I really wanted to make sure here we are not having a line. So I play this, and it's also attacking on this axis, so that's why Jiyun plays here, I think. Then I take time to save my marble, and he prevents me from pushing on this axis. And I think it's at this point that I consider I have enough time to push out, to come back then afterwards with all my forces towards the left. So I push out, and he plays that, and I don't know exactly why. I think maybe because I played a bit fast. I play this move, and he protects here, and that gives me the time to come back here, and then he plays this, and this makes me make a mistake. Probably I could have played this. I think it was pretty good, but well, not sure, because like this is not but instead I played this, and you see here the problem is, well, you know, I want my opponent to stay split into groups. I don't want him to connect again and risk having to manage a drawish situation. So he plays this, and I have to defend here. Maybe I could have played this actually, but that sounds a bit risky. So instead I defend like this, and that's not good for white, I think. You see, if we keep defending like this, so it's already a bit a structure in line, and often it's not good when you are in lines like this. But if we move a bit more, here I think I played a second mistake, and so black creates a double attack on this marble and this marble. There is one move to prevent both attacks from happening. It's this one, because you can't push here anymore, and if you wanted to, I will show you here, you can come back, so it's okay, it's fine. But still, black now can play this, and as white you can do nothing to prevent this push from happening. Because, well, you know, there's two possible ways, but that's not working. Here, if you wanted to have 3 marbles here, so you can push like this. The problem is, before reaching this situation, you leave this area, so he will take this first, and so it's not helping. And same, you leave this area to have enough time to get to this, to defend. So that means he will play this also, okay? So I have a problem here at this point. I take maybe 2 minutes on the clock, I think, to think about a solution deeper. What will happen after he pushed here? Maybe I can afford to. Maybe I can do something around about this axis. With this axis, you know, if I push like this, even if he pushes, I can still push, and if he keeps pushing another time, then there will be a black marble here, and so I can cut here as well. So that's what I try, and we play these moves. I think it's how the game is back. Is like almost won, I think, thanks to this. And you will see. So like this. So he pushes, and here. He can't push here anymore, because else that will be too good for white here. So instead he plays this move. Well, there was this one which was good, but he didn't see it, I think. But instead he plays this one, and this is not a real attack, because if he wants to push, I will still get to a perfectly fine position. And so he can't just prevent me from pushing here by doing so, because, you know, it's because of the score. He has some pressure. Here there are 3 marbles, and if I get to 3, it's a problem. So he escapes, and now I get the perfect rhombus, and well, +1, and I can attack anywhere, and I can do anything. It's fine. So I attack. Yes, here I can explain a bit. So you see, when I do this, he doesn't escape. Instead, he says, okay, you can push one, but then I will cut. But it's not a problem. It's not a problem to be cut here, I will show, because again, we reach the score of 3, and we have 3 marbles here. So that's what happened in the game. He plays this, and then almost instantly I get the 4th marble, but I think it was a mistake, because well, then he can manage to get away with that one, and it requires a bit of well, it's not that easy to push that one out, like you know, probably have to do a bit of work to make sure that you can actually, I can show. So you know, you have to first take that one, and then after go for the other on the other side, so it's taking a lot of move. So that's why when we reach this situation, I decide to attack towards the top instead. Place this. It's like this. I don't mind being pushed here. Well, still I could push here to get some material on this line, but I didn't. I'm not too proud of the end game, but still it's won, so it worked. It was more how to win than trying to win, you know. So here it's I try to go for the 5th marble, and he pushes me like this, which is a mistake, I think, because it helps me pushing towards the corner here. And let me think, what did he do? Yes, he played here, and so I leave this area to be able to push here, so I go here. But going here at the same time, I bring more marbles toward this area, so that's why we play this, and that's how the game ends, like this. Okay, so that's the game in 100 moves. I hope you enjoyed having a look at what happened during the final game of the Abalone World Championship. Let me know in comments. Thank you very much. Goodbye.